Hi, Richard Greaves, Remax Alpine Realty, and this is your monthly look back at what happened in the Canmore real estate market for the month of June 2020. At the beginning of June, the town of Canmore decided that they were going to pedestrianize Main Street after talking to a number of the businesses that are on Main Street to make sure that everybody had buy-in. And it's turned out to be a great project so far. The streets have been decorated, the restaurants and some of the stores even have sort of moved decks and patios and tents out onto Main Street. So you get a really good vibe when walking around a now pedestrianized Main Street in Canmore. If you haven't had time to check it out, I would definitely recommend it. It's certainly worth the trip. We have also seen trailheads and trails and the Canmore Nordic Centre and the walking trails around the river in Canmore be extremely busy in June. We're getting lots and lots of people out here for day traffic and spending time in the mountains, which is great to see. Lots of people on the hiking trails. Grassy Lakes is probably the busiest trail in Alberta, I'm guessing, with the amount of people that I see coming in and out of there on most days. And I'm sure that'll just continue to pick up as we move into July and now that the kids are off school. So how did the Canmore real estate market do in June? Well, in June 2019, we had 38 sales. And in June 2020, we had 38 sales. So the market seems to be rebounding back a little bit. We had 7 sales over $1 million in June. And the average price of a single family home, as you can see, is just over $1.1 million. We had 12 single-family homes sell in June, so prices are still holding pretty steady for the market, I would say, in most areas anyway. The only other real number that you can see here that sticks out again, as it was last year, is the hotel condos, and again that seems to be a bit lower. It is currently, or for the month of June anyway, the 6 properties that sold, 4 of them were quarter share units. There seems to be quite a run on these quarter share units again at this time. Selling anywhere from sort of $65,000-ish to about $42,000. So that was 6 sales, and that's what's bringing that price point a bit lower to the sort of $193,000. So a little bit skewed with quarter shares again for hotel condos, but they've been a pretty hot seller in the last couple of months. One thing that we can't really see on this list is how many sales went conditional in June that we'll see in July, and it's been pretty strong. We know that there's at least 18 properties that are conditionally sold moving into July, so expect July to be a pretty solid month again for Canmore real estate. It seems that we're sort of every month now from April on, we seem to be gradually climbing back to almost normal activity in town. The end of June also marks the end of the second quarter. And so when we take a look back, obviously sales volume is way down, and that's based primarily on April, but also May. Those figures were substantially lower than we've seen in the past, obviously due to COVID. So in 2019, in the second quarter, we had 172 sales. In the second quarter of 2020, we only had 77 sales. And obviously 38 of those, or 38 of those, were in June of this year. So it really shows how it sort of ramped up in that last month of the quarter. Average sales price, difficult to compare because of the number of different sales for the second quarters in each year. When we look at June in particular, sales prices in 2020 for June compared to June 2019 were down about 2.5%. And the days on market were virtually the same last June, so June 2019. Properties were sitting for about 80 days on market. And this year, June 2020, properties are sitting for about 83 days. So very, very similar, but price points are down about 2.5%. One stat that is worth mentioning for the second quarter of 2020 compared to the second quarter of 2019, in 2019, we had 17% of the sales were over $1 million in the marketplace. In 2020, for the second quarter, we had 22% of those sales that were over $1 million. So we've seen a bit of a rise in the number of properties that are selling for $1 million or more. And that seems to be indicative with our market right now. We seem to be seeing quite a bit of activity in that over $1 million price point, whether obviously people are still buying, but we're still seeing a lot of showing activity. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on as we move through the next couple of months. That's my update for this month, for June. If you have any questions about the market, if you are considering selling or buying and you need more information, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. You can reach me at richard@alpinerealty.ca or on my cell phone. It's 403-688-7629. And I'll be back again next month with another update for July 2020. Thanks for watching.